if you work in funding long enough, you will find that anytime you bring up the fact that you research grants, can help organizations get access to grants, teach people how to apply for grants, this is what usually follows. Are there grants for insert your hobby or profession here? Hands down, every single time I get this question whenever I am just in casual conversation with people. So I wanted to share with you today, or just bust the myth of, are there really grants for anything? Let's get into it. Oh, good, you're here. I'm so happy you've decided to get serious about taking your dream business to the next level using funding. No more business loans, no more using your emergency funds, no more confusion on where to start, where to get support, and what to do if and when you get stuck. My name is Sloan. Welcome to the Nothing for Granted podcast. I'm a funding expert, a beauty academy owner, and a homeschooling mom of 4. This is the place to be, to learn tips to get your dream business funded. You're going to learn tactful research and grant writing tips so you can use them while applying to grants. Because I too am a busy visionary CEO / mama / a million other hats, I'm sharing with you my top kingdom entrepreneurship tips. You're going to get answers to questions like, how do I infuse God into my business? How do you juggle all of the things without resenting your work? And how do you market yourself as a freelancer or solopreneur so that you can increase your impact? When you're building something that's never been built before, you need someone that's going to be that tough love friend. You need someone that's going to hold you accountable to the vision that is uniquely yours. Everything, hear me on this, everything that you have experienced has led you up to this very moment. And because of that amazing grace, we're not taking anything for granted. Let's jump right into the show. Visionary, I'm so excited to jump into this episode because I've seen a lot of creative businesses out there that are desperate to get money to build their vision. Okay, a lot of people who have hobbies and they want to build their hobbies into side hustles. They want to build their hobbies into real prosperous entities. And why not? Why not, right? So today I'm going to share with you how, or bust that myth of, are there really grants for anything and everything? Now, the short answer to this is yes. There is a grant for literally anything you can think of. Why? Because now it's not only major foundations that are able to support small businesses or regular guys. Right now we're living out this season in the world where entrepreneurship is pretty respected. Before, I remember growing up, and I remember my parents telling me, if you don't go to school, you're nothing. You don't finish college, you have no opportunities in life. There's no doors that are going to open for you. You're pretty much a failure. And now we have this amazing encouragement and information that's available to help regular people become respectable leaders within their community, as entrepreneurs, as visionaries, as trailblazers. And I want to just take it back for a second and remind you that this is not a new concept. Very similar to what I'm always talking about when it comes to homeschooling. Entrepreneurship is not a new concept. We have been entrepreneurs since the dawn of time. Remember farming? Remember what we used to have to do with our crops and how we used to have to sell them or trade them at the local market? Entrepreneurship. Again, this is not something that's foreign. We're just going back to our roots. My I took a training yesterday, and in the training, my coach says, you are not becoming an entrepreneur. You're just tapping into that identity that you've always been. And 100% I accept that, because entrepreneurship is an extension of who I am. So kind of digressing here, let's jump right into a couple of grants that you may not know exist for these industries, for these hobbies, for this group of people with these interests. So number one is a $15,000 opportunity by Beer Culture. Yes, you heard that right. Beer Culture is a company that has actually joined forces with Women of the Bevolution and Brave Noise, and they have created the Women of the Bevolution Creator Launchpad Grant for women and non-binary entrepreneurs, brewers, home brewers, and digital creators who identify as Black, African American, Hispanic, basically BIPOC, or a minority group who dream of launching a commercial product in market but need the necessary funding and guidance to make it a reality. So this is for minority women who are in this space of creating their own craft beers, or digital creators who want to get into this. It's a $15,000 opportunity. This one is currently running. It also includes $2,000 for travel. Okay, you get 3 months of consulting, you get 3 months of marketing and PR consulting, and you get 1 copy of the Beer Culture's magazine. On top of that, 10 applicants with a copy of the book, This Ain't the Beer That You Are Used To. You must be 21 or older, of course. And this application, it closes, let's see here. I have it on the matrix. Okay, so this is actually a running grant. But Beer Culture actually has a couple of scholarships and internships and grants that are available on their website specifically for women in craft beer. That's crazy, right? You wouldn't think that would be an area that had, or just a niche that has been supported yet. So that's $15,000 opportunity. The next is one that I just found so funny. So I remember I shared this one on my Instagram page. If you don't follow me on Instagram, it's at Sloan the Beast. Highly recommend you follow me on there, as I like to keep you guys up to date on pretty much everything that is going on within the funding space for small businesses. I like to make sure that you are up to date on some tips. We can keep it light. So definitely follow me on there. Okay, so on my Instagram, I posted this, and it was really funny to me. It was funny to me because, again, I get this question so often, and it just goes to show that really there is a grant for everything. This is the Dracnique New Voices Puzzle Grant, okay? A puzzle grant. It's a grant opportunity for game developers from traditionally underrepresented groups and backgrounds that are interested in designing and developing puzzle games. Are you into Scrabble? Do you want to create your own version of Scrabble? Well, there you go. This is your opportunity. $20,000. Okay? $20,000 to create your own game. That's so exciting. And that's just the top 3 to 4 grants, okay? 8 to 12 grants were awarded $5,000, okay? And this opportunity comes with a mentorship along with it. So this one has actually passed. It's on the matrix so that we can continue taking a look at it and seeing when it's going to open up again. But this is exciting. This is exciting to know that if you are into puzzles, if you like chess, if you like board games, this is exciting to know that there is a way that you can make your game come to life. And this is actually funded by Astra Games. Okay, Astra Games also has funding available. it looks like they actually have a opportunity open now, which this is great. You get marketing support, you get terms, you get advisors, you have the opportunity to get $45,000. Okay, $45,000, and it looks like this just opened. I literally right now you're discovering this with me, okay? Right now, it just opened up again this fall. It's due by January 23rd. So if you are interested in building your own board game, if you're into board games, if you love family board game nights and you have an idea, how awesome would that be for you to just go for it? Go for it. And this actually looks like a pretty easy application. I'm not gonna lie to you. Looks like a pretty easy application. Sizes range up to, so it's $45,000 up to $500,000, guys. Check this out. If you're on the Funding with Foresight Matrix, I'm going to look further into this opportunity, and you should have more details on that. But this Astra funding is also an opportunity for those of you that are interested in board games and you want to create your own board game. And this definitely looks like a viable option for you to take your hobby really to the next level. So go ahead and check that out. You can do so on the Matrix if you're already on there. If you're not, you can become a member through www.buffaloambitionco.com/fundyourvision. Let's move on to the next grant here, and it is a grant for gamers. So now if you are tired of your son or daughter gaming nonstop and you are like, I am not paying another dime into this hobby of yours, well, maybe you don't have to. This is the Gen Con participation grant. It's up to $1,000 for people who would like to attend the convention. This was in Indianapolis. This is now closed, but it will open up again in April, it looks like. So this is an opportunity for gamers so that they can be amongst other gamers, so that they can get education, so that they can get in front of these major companies that attend. So let's go through this. So examples of gaming or gaming adjacent communities include activities at your local game store, aka the arcade. Business interests. So if they're an aspiring game designer, publisher, game store owner, or other industry aspirant. Social media reach, active streamer, TikTok, Twitch, gaming group, online or offline. Other groups include cosplay, video games, LARPs, etc. Okay, so they have a preference to Black, Indigenous, and other people of color, and they are expected to participate. That is the point of this grant, is for you to participate in this convention. So again, this is exciting to know that you don't have to pay out of pocket for the things that you already love to do. Okay, and as a parent, with kids with, pretty expensive hobbies, my kids love to ride ATVs, and they have dirt bikes and, all the motorized things. It's exciting, but it's also very expensive. So, in regards to my daughter and her business, I was talking to someone recently, and they were telling me, oh my God, it must get so expensive for the platforms and this and that. And I said, what? Absolutely not. I'm getting a grant for her business license that's already gone through. I got a grant for her business license. I got a grant for her website. I'm not investing out of pocket for anything I don't absolutely have to. That is what there's grants for, is to help us reach the next milestone in our business. And if you don't have a business yet, then the grant will be there to help you take your hobby to a viable business. So next I want to touch on cosplay. So as you saw, Gen Con participants grant, cosplay enthusiasts are eligible for that grant. But also, if you're into cosplay, I invite you to check out the Costume Society of America. They actually have several grants available with a variety of grant award money. Cosplay grants, again, those are available. I also did find, very similar to the Gen Con participants grant, that many of these conventions now are opening scholarships for people who are interested in attending and just don't have the money to do so. Okay, so if that is something that you are interested in, then check out the convention. Reach out to the coordinator and see what can be done, because there are funds that are allocated and set aside for that. Sometimes all you have to do is just ask. Now, the last one that I want to touch on, and it may be controversial, okay? But I just want to, again, take my point all the way home that there really is, there's money available for everything. Anything and everything that you would want to build into a business, there is money for. And this one is the Cannabis Equity Grant. Don't come for me. I'm just sharing information here. So this one is based out of California. It's a $100,000 matching grant. So what is a matching grant? A matching grant is when you have to give dollar for dollar the amount that you're requesting. So if you're requesting $100,000, you're coming to the table with $100,000. The funder is coming to the table with $100,000. Collectively, you have $200,000. Okay. And this is verbatim: to support our local cannabis equity program, which aims to provide funding and services for those hardest hit by the war on drugs by lowering barriers to cannabis permitting and licensing. Okay, so this is going to help with permitting. It's going to help with licensing. I'm sure that there's restrictions within this grant. I really haven't taken the time to do a deep dive on this. One of the conditions is you must have a parent, sibling, or child who was arrested for or convicted of the sale, possession, use, manufacture, or cultivation of cannabis, including a juvenile. So this grant, actually, one of the requirements is you must have been arrested and or convicted for the sale of marijuana. Sell, possession, use of, cultivation of. You must have applied for a permit to work in the cannabis industry. Okay, and if you have, and another eligibility is you must be a person who, or amongst the eligibilities also, is a person who experienced sexual assault, exploitation, domestic violence, and or human trafficking while participating in the cannabis industry. These are some pretty intense eligibility requirements. But again, I just want to show you how times have changed, because now you can get money for any industry that you're in. And these requirements are placed by the funder, okay? So I'm not swinging either which way. We're not talking politics here. I'm just showing you how there is so much available money for whatever it is you want to build. Okay, and how each grant has a very different requirement to it. And your background should not be an inhibitor of your application for these funds. Okay, I hope that today's episode was encouraging for you. I hope that now you can see really how accessible money is to you if you're just bold enough to reach out and ask for it. If you're still struggling with, okay, well, now I know there's money out there. How do I begin this process? How do I begin asking for this money? You can take my masterclass. Thank you so much for joining me in today's episode. I, again, hope that this information has blessed you, has encouraged you, and I will catch you in the next one. Many, many blessings on you.